That's a friendly sounding song. Can you hear it without your headphones?
Knocking on doors, doing some prospecting.
You're waving with a big smile.
It's Bob Kennedy, Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty's ever-changing theme song. And it just stopped. I don't know what happened. There it goes. All right, Bob, we're going to talk about buying and selling a home, and you have invited Susan Griffin into the studio, senior mortgage banker with Ameris Bank. Gosh, we've heard you for so long, Susan. Now we get to meet you. Sounds the same. You said you listened to us and get to meet us, too. So there's a mutual thing happening here.
I love your perfume, by the way.
Yeah.
Beautiful
me too.
scent.
I was going to say that, but I thought you'd think weirdly.
Oh, Black Orchid. Nice.
So you can't have a house without a mortgage. Well, unless you have a lot of money.
Well, most people would like to probably not have a mortgage, but it's not the American way.
That's right. And
you got to start with the mortgage.
And thank God for the American way.
I agree.
I mean, if you're trying to be out of debt, the one debt you probably are okay with is the mortgage. You don't want the credit card. Am I wrong?
I would prefer to owe money on a house than pretty much anything else.
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I would prefer not to owe money on anything else except the house.
But the longer you're in it, the better off you are because the house becomes more valuable, right?
Except for the deep, dark days of the last recession.
Yeah.
Home ownership works.
Yeah.
It's the American dream.
Well, good to see both of you.
Yeah, Susan. I think one of the good topics we can touch on is we talk a lot about how do you get into your first house? And
the front door, right?
Sometimes. This is what happens when you do a show on a Friday morning. And Susan can talk a little bit about probably the most popular program is FHA, and it offers a lot of flexibility to buyers.
So how do you know, Susan? How do you know what program to pitch to each customer? Do you have to have a lot of questions answered?
Absolutely. In the application process, we ask specific questions that, I've been doing this for about 30 years, that they kind of tell me where they are and what they're looking for. And then as a loan officer or mortgage banker, what our job is to listen to those items and then come up with a couple of different options for them and then let them choose. Be it with FHA, first-time home buyer has a lower down payment. The borrower may have, a certain amount of funds to work with, or you have someone who maybe their debt to income is a little higher, or they have a family member giving them a gift, and that tells us kind of what product that we can put them in, but then ultimately it's their choice. We give them a comparison between the two.
Right. So what happens is people come in and the idea that you have to have 20% to put down on a house, we have a lot of alternatives to that. FHA, a lot of people say, oh, I'm a first-time home buyer, I want to go FHA. FHA isn't necessarily for a first-time home buyer, but it's a great program for a first-time home buyer. So instead of 20% down, you put 3.5% down.
Correct.
Also, what you can do is, let's say everything looks good, but you don't have a lot of cash, so you can go to a relative and say, hey, let me have that money for that 3.5%.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So explain how the gift part of it works.
Right. On an FHA, which the gift can be 100%, meaning you don't have to have any funds that are your own monies versus the conventionals and some other products we have out there that require 5%. But so you can have, if the 3.5%, say you're buying in Marion County, I think the loan limit is $271, a little over $271. 3.5% is a decent chunk of money, but you can have that as a 100% gift, including your closing costs and your prepaids.
Now, wasn't there a time when we were told you have to show where the money came from? It couldn't be a gift?
Well, it does. You still have to source that gift. So your donor has to be willing to either wire the funds from their account to the title company, which is the easiest way, and then they execute what's known as a gift letter, saying that they're gifting the borrower that money, and that borrower does not have to repay that back to them.
Oh, okay. Does that change the mortgage at all? If I just come in with $20,000 as opposed to getting it from Robin, which she said she would loan me,
of course.
but I mean, gift me. But
Yeah, no interest here.
but I mean, does that change our deal at all between you and I?
No.
No. Okay.
Not on an
It would on a conventional loan, but not on an FHA, because once Susan can establish the debt to equity and credit and all that stuff, you're good to go with that amount. Where you get the down payment doesn't matter at that point, correct?
Correct.
Does the
We just have to source every dollar. So, like, for example...
Source means they want to, there's a paper trail.
Paper trail, yes.
yeah.
So you can't just hand $20,000 in cash to him and then us be able to use that as a down payment. We'd have to know where that money came from.
But she can give it to us after the show. I mean, we don't.
That's right. We're not proud.
Does it have to be for the primary residence, or could it be a house that you're planning on using as an investment?
FHA is for primary residents.
Okay.
You have to move in within a 6-month period generally, per the guidelines. So you do sign a primary residence affidavit when you close.
And when you are purchasing it then, and then you go to the closing and you have all the doc stamps and everything, is that figured into the mortgage payment, or do you have to come up with that money also?
The closing costs and prepaids, yes, you have to come up with that. But the beautiful thing about FHA, it is another wonderful thing, is that loan allows the seller to pay a higher percentage than on a conventional as well. So if you negotiate your contract accordingly, you could feasibly get your seller to pay most of your closing costs and prepaids. So it is possible to get into an FHA with just your minimum investment of 3.5% of the sale price.
Oh, wow. Good. There's hope for everybody. Susan Griffin is joining Bob Kennedy today. Bob is from Berkshire Hathaway Homes Team Realty, and Susan is the senior mortgage banker at Ameris Bank. And we're not up to the break yet, but in a little bit we will be. If you would like to call in, we would love to hear from you. The number is 622-9622. Maybe you're thinking about moving or selling. Would you help? Do you help the seller too? No, not really. That's Bob's job.
That's Bob's job, but if
Susan
they need a mortgage.
You help him pack. Help him open the front door.
What happens, I mean, we knew a couple, and they were all set to close on their new place and everything. They had sold theirs in the interim, and they wanted to coordinate the selling and the buying at the same time. Well, all of a sudden, the house they were going to move into, the seller changed their mind. So now they closed on their house they were moving out of, and now all of a sudden they're left high and dry. Is there any kind of
hotel you can recommend?
Monies that to the person that decides to not sell at the last minute? Do they compensate the potential buyer for that?
Oh, wow.
Bob, it depends upon the contract, correct?
Yeah, that's more of a situation like that. But I think a good point that you made, Robin, is sometimes people they want to get a bridge loan, right? When they try and go from, they're waiting to close on their house, and then they're buying another house, and they don't have the money they won't close with one before the other one closes. Sometimes you can get a bridge loan to kind of help you go across.
Oh.
But if somebody kills, then that's a whole legal matter at that point. That's a show unto itself that nobody wants to hear about.
Well, we also have what I call the domino effect. In that situation, you've got your buyer buying and your seller selling and buying, and you can have upwards to 3 or 4 parties involved all on a simultaneous closing. In my career, I've done multiple of those where, like I'll close on my borrower, that seller had closed to get to that closing and so forth, and you have to coordinate with all those individuals to make sure that, all those dominoes fall.
It's a juggling act,
Wow.
huh? Wow.
Yeah, that's where that's when, in our world, you learn to love the title companies.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that have to coordinate it all, and
really.
they do. 9 times out of 10, they do an amazing job getting it done, because that is a high wire act.
Wow.
We will take a little break and be right back. Remember, the phone number is 622-9622. We'll be right back. Bob Kennedy is here with Susan Griffin. If you have a question about buying a home or getting a mortgage, this is the time to call. We'll be right back.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Now, here's another bonus of having older children are more likely to engage in active play, basically built-in playmate. So-called frontier living is back in style, and subscriptions to the association's magazine called Tomahawk and Long Rifle have been increasing every quarter. What millennials like about geezers is their geezery authenticity.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, 75 degrees. Temperatures getting up to the mid-80s today, and it looks like there's probably some rain moving in. And that's what the weatherman said this morning, but then it's going to go away. Tomorrow's going to be another beautiful day in Ocala. So if you are visiting and you want to live here, you might want to buy a house. Bob Kennedy is the guy to go to from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, and Susan Griffin can help you get the money for that house. She's a senior mortgage banker at Ameris Bank. Where is Ameris Bank? Where's the location?
Well, I'm located on Mericamp and 25th. Actually, it's 2601 Mericamp, but it's right over there. We also have an office on 10th Street. And then one they call it Bonnie Heath, but it's out on 200.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean.
What did Ameris used to be?
M&S Bank.
M&S Bank, the old M&S Bank.
Oh, okay,
Now
okay. If you put your headsets on, you'll be able to hear a phone call coming in. Just first be sure that you can hear me, Susan, on the headset. Can you hear me through the headset? Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, good morning. In about 8 months, I'm going to be totally paid off on my house.
Good for you.
And I need to know if the bank automatically gives me a what's called satisfaction of mortgage, or do I have to ask them for that, or what's the story with that? Thank you.
Typically, once you pay your mortgage off, I would reach out to your servicing, whoever services your loan, and let them know that you've done so. And it might speed the process up. Typically, it does take a few weeks for them to get that recorded and get that satisfaction to you. But if you do reach out to them, it should speed that process up a little.
And it happens automatically? He's listening. I noticed he hung up, so he's listening on the radio. So.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll take care of it. And congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, really.
That's awesome.
Really.
Awesome.
Yeah, he doesn't even look a day over 30, so.
Yeah.
So, okay, we have another phone call. Just put the headsets back on. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, all. With a piece of property for sale, a home for sale, and if you had the choice of having it for sale furnished or not furnished, what would be the advantages of each suggestion?
Probably, how does it look better? People staging is a great thing to do. But you want to do it in the way that's going to show the house in the best highlight. Some people want to keep a house fully furnished, but that may not be appealing to the majority of people that are looking at the house. So you want to do it. You want to be restrained a little bit when you do the staging. Most houses look better with something in it than nothing. But if you're really tight on space, if you have a small area that you're dealing with, sometimes empty's better as long as it's clean and open.
If you decide to leave it furnished to some degree, would it be smart to take personal effects like pictures and stuff, take them down?
Oh, sure. Most people, a lot of agents will tell you as soon as you are getting ready to put your house on the market to depersonalize the house as much as possible. Decluttering to me is a bigger thing, but if you're just staging a house at that point, you don't want your personal effects there.
Yeah, that's why the Mona Lisa is in a museum. By the way, nobody wanted it.
Exactly.
Really?
Small.
Decent. It was originally on somebody's wall, and the buyer of the house said, "Who the heck is that? Get a museum for that thing, wouldn't you?"
Once the home is paid off, do you still are you able to have homestead exemption, or how does that work?
Yes.
Yeah, a loan on the house, the homestead's on the house, has nothing to do with the loan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's, again, wonderful. Homestead exemption and no mortgage, life is good.
Very good.
So when the caller was going to ask about his paying off his home, I wondered if he was going to ask about getting a second mortgage or borrowing on it. Do you do that too?
Yes, I can do. That's considered a refinance, even if it's paid off or not paid off. He can get a cash out refinance on a paid off, or like if he's got a small loan somewhere or they want to do a debt consolidation. But absolutely, we do that as well.
World Cruise.
World Cruise, yes.
Like about $50,000.
We don't know much about what you do, actually. I think the people at large don't know much about what a mortgage broker does. Do we call you broker? Mortgage person.
Banker.
I never understand what the word broker means.
Well, the difference between broker and loan officer is, I think, the institution you work for. A broker typically has their own shop, and then they may have multiple lenders that sell, that they place the loans with. With Ameris, we do everything, and so it's going to stay here unless it's FHA. We do sell those away for servicing, so I usually set that expectation with my borrower, depending upon the product that they're going with, that once you close, you may or may not end up making your payments with Ameris, because we keep about 50% and we sell the rest of them away.
We have another phone call. If you can put your headsets back on. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on there with Bob and Susan. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Whoa, fire truck here. I have a question for this person.
Okay.
Susan?
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I have to turn the radio off so I can hear.
Okay.
I bought my house. I paid it off with my retirement fund. And I'm wondering, am I supposed to get a deed in the mail?
Similar question, I guess. He paid it?
Mortgage.
How long ago did you pay it off?
Let's see, 2 or 3 months ago.
And you paid the mortgage off with your retirement funds?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You will get that satisfaction of mortgage. Like I said, just reach out to your servicing provider to see if you could expedite, where it is in that process. But it does usually take several weeks.
You probably already have a copy of the deed.
The deed, yeah. You should have gotten the recorded deed when you closed, usually about 6 weeks after you close from the title company. They send that. But when you pay the mortgage off, they issue what's known as a satisfaction of mortgage. And then that takes, a few weeks as well.
Okay, but I'm supposed to have a copy of the deed? I bought it 16 years ago, so I don't remember where that is. If
I think it's in the top drawer next to your nightstand. Thanks a lot.
Go ahead and make fun of me. I'm a junk collector.
Yeah. Oh, can you get a copy? Yeah. Can you get a copy if you did list it?
Yeah. Do you know? Do you remember who the title company was or the attorney that closed your loan?
No, but I had a mortgage. They sold the mortgage like 3 different times from one company to another.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't even have any idea who the original mortgage company was.
You don't have your original paperwork from when you purchased it?
I don't think so. I believe it was that company that went under here in town.
Taylor Bean.
Taylor Bean.
Oh, okay.
Taylor Bean. Yeah, I think that was the gal that was the mortgage broker. Worked for them, I think.
If it's all public record,
Okay.
although anything that's a lien or anything like that is public record. If you have trouble finding it at the Marion County Property Appraiser site, if you call them, they're incredibly helpful. And they will definitely point you in the right direction. But you're going to be fine. You won't have any issues.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the call.
You keep your headsets on. We have another one coming in. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, good morning. I have another old song for you.
Okay.
It's called The Love Nest, and it's by the Hi-Lows from the 1950s.
Is that doo-wop?
No, it's not. It's they sing sort of the same way that the Manhattan Transfer sings.
Okay.
All right, I'll look it up. We'll use it. We'll use it as the outro song.
It's like walk-up music in baseball. Coming to the plate.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Well, now what happens if somebody gets their mortgage through your bank, and then they want to set up automatic deduction from their checking account, but then you guys sell the mortgage? Do they still have automatic deduction there to the people that bought the mortgage?
Well, the servicing agent has to notify the borrower that they're purchasing their loan. I believe it's 60 days prior to 60 or 90. And then at that point, then that borrower would set up that deduction with that new servicing company once they took it over.
Oh, okay.
They're always going to be looking for their money. You never have to worry about not getting a bill in the mail for your mortgage.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's going to find you.
All right, let me go back to the phone again. You're generating a few calls today, Bob and Susan. Good morning. You're on there with Bob and Susan.
Good morning, everybody. Great program. I have a question. I bought a mobile home about 10 years ago, and it was quite expensive. Now I'm underwater. Is there anything I can do to refinance? It was 9% interest rate when I got it.
Have you been current on your loan?
Oh, yes. I don't have any problems on that.
Do you guys? I don't know if Ameris. Do you do any HARP stuff?
Yes. However, we do mobiles as well. Basically, on a refinance, we would just need to kind of talk offline, but it's based on the value of your property, the mobile home, and we can do a percentage of that. Now, Ameris does have 2 programs for manufactured housing. We have FHA that we could do, a refinance. We also have a portfolio product. So it just depends upon, there's several factors that play into that.
You need to, that would be something to talk about off the air for sure, but I will tell you one thing. More often than not, if you're in that kind of a situation and the valuation isn't there, the only way you can refi that would be you're going to have to put money out of pocket to pay down the note. So that's a detailed conversation. But good luck with it, and if there's anything we can do, let us know.
We only have a few seconds left. Susan, can you give us a number to get in touch with you?
Thank you.
Thank you.
352-598-3340.
Okay, call us if you need that repeated. And Bob, what's your number?
622-9700.
And sorry we weren't able to play the high-lows. We ran out of time.
Well, there's always next week.
Susan, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
We'll be right back.
Music community and fans continue to mourn the death of Prince.
He's one of the music legends. You know, all his music was very good. You know, just a tragedy how he passed away.
And on top